Start recording. All right, Jamal, ready?
Yeah.
Dwayne, ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, basically, we're gonna start by logging in and then bring to the point of sale screen. So I'm gonna log in my user ID and my password. The dashboard comes up based on the setup and everything. As you know, you can turn it off by clicking on the icon at the top left and turn it on by clicking on the icon on the top left. So this toggles it on and off. But in this mode that I'm in, it's set that it can be disabled. But there's certain settings that I do from the variable from the DOS prompt, which is a command prompt, which is not really a command prompt, but from the environment variables on the machine. So inside here, you see these variables. All these variables mean something to the PSS. You understand the time zone, the touch screen mode, sweep mode, report browse mode, POS screen. That's what locks the POS screen on the screen. That's why I can't toggle it on and off. I have mail user, mail server, port, password, from what mail address, ID automation is for the labeling, barcode labeling. The developer mode is it while in the program on a client call, we can connect with a developer mode and do any raw data activities from within the client connection. Default connect, if the client is basically on a static IP where in the session though, if it's not a remote connection like in the cloud, we need to set that as default connect so it keeps the connection live, it doesn't remove it. Custom APRST, what this is a feature we're implemented where it says PSS underscore cost ARPSTM is if you want certain customers' invoice format can be fixed. The invoice format can be fixed to certain customer. Backup service is if it enable if we're running a backup service on certain clients, right? And PSS underscore AREST is yes, that's for the touch point of sale. Once this is set, you can get access to the touch point of sale. Eh? Question? Go again.
This is the activate on the screen. You can activate that. You have it from there, right?
Yeah, this is to activate certain features of the PSS. That's correct. Yeah.
So when you get to the command prompt.
Oh, I just show you where it is. I'm going to show you how you're normally supposed to get to it. How you normally get to it, let me show you. You just go into regular My Computer. Right? And you right click on this PC, left click on properties, and then this screen comes up. You know the familiar with this screen, right?
Yeah.
Then you go advanced settings. You're going to ask to approve to go into it, yes, and approve to go into it. Then this screen comes up. And in this screen, you have computer name, hardware, advanced. But you're going to advanced environment variables. So inside the environment variables, these are the settings.
Okay.
You see that? So how you set it, example, if I was to edit one of them, I can edit this one. So I put the variable name, what I'm setting that Windows must use, and the value that I set it as.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's how you set certain variables within the Windows, which the variables are unlimited. There are a lot more, but this is just basically what I set for basic. As you go along, you learn there's other features, different section of the program, you can learn all of that. But to get to the command prompt, it's like when you click on the start button on your computer and type CMD, and it brings you to the blank screen here, which is called command prompt in Windows. This is what this is. But to get the value, what I'm just basically doing from the black screen is just looking at what the value is. And I can just set and see what the values are. I just type in SET and press enter. It shows me what all of the Windows, which is Windows itself on any computer that has Windows, it shows you the variables that are set in it. So in this default, it shows you the paths to certain program. It shows you the Windows have its own setup, the computer name, all of that different check are inside of this. Some computers are not gonna have all of this, but each will have their own settings. Like your personal computer too. If you were to go to the command prompt and type set, you see something like this list up.
Okay.
All right. So I'm gonna know. So if I wanted to set a variable directly from the screen, so I wanted to set a variable, say set PSS test me, and I put a value equal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What I'm doing is that I only do it in this session, that screen that I'm in. I can set a Windows variable in it while I'm in it. So I set in a variable called PSS underscore test me, and the value is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if I press enter and type set again, you see the value right there? PSS test me equal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right. So that's called Windows environment variables. That's what that is called. So to activate the POS screen is the dashboard automatically is PSS underscore POS screen equal yes. To activate the touch POS is PSS underscore ARREST equal yes. You understand? But we're going tomorrow for the training, not going to use the touch POS screen. You're going to use the regular point of sale screen. All right? All right, so let's go back to the program now. So say we're inside here now. We're going to go into the point of sale. Select your company, demo company. It loads it up. It loads up all the variable settings and everything that has to do with the program itself. Because I'm in touchscreen mode, this prompt comes up. Please ensure you have a keyboard and mouse and set click mode to 0 for better performance. Why? Because in the point of sale mode, it normally requires you to use keyboard and mouse. But in the touch POS, you can use straight touch screen. But in this case, we don't have a touchscreen monitor. So once you enter the point of sale mode and the touch screen access is on, which you know the touch screen access is on, this variable that says PSS underscore touchscreen equal yes. All right. So if I click OK, takes me into the point of sale. I'm going to select my name, Ricardo Brown, select my printer, and then I'm going to continue. By default, you don't come to here, but I'm going to just set a default settings for cash, customer cash. So I can just type it in, right? Or I could bring up the list and select customer cash. So this is the billing screen now. So here you can either search for the item, search for it by description, or search for it by part number. Or you can just click on the pick list box. So once you see this active, this pick list box accessible, that means your connection is directly connected to the server. In some instances, if the user is connected, it's at the top here where it says LAN. Look at the top of the screen here. So see this? Where it says LAN 111. You saw that? You seen that?
Yeah.
It means I'm connected locally. But I'm using the connection type 1. And I'm using a site location 1. How that works is, if I was to come here to the station mode, so the network card, where's my network card? If I was to go to station mode, not station mode, station setup. Let's go to station setup. I'm going to pause after the point of sale a minute and just show you that what that works. Station setup. and I'm gonna select my MAC address. My MAC address is 00. See my terminal ID up here, 00AC55D8A1CE. So I select my one. Where's my one here? Which is this. And if I was to edit it, it tells me I'm using the primary connection. So that's why I'm on a connection called LAN 1. I'm currently on site. So I'm using 1 again. You see? Why this is for instance, if somebody is using a program over the internet, we normally set them on a secondary on a 1 connection. Because if the inventory file is very large, in a place like some of our clients where the inventory is so big, we're trying, once the terminal is in the building, it's good to use the LAN. But once you cross the internet, use secondary on 1, else the connection is going to be very slow. All right?
All right.
Okay, so come on from that. So I'm going to bring up a list of items that we have on the screen here. So example, say we have an item called 157 tests. So if we select 157 tests, it prompts me for the quantity and it shows me the price. But say this item had multiple warehouses. Say you wanted to know what was in the different warehouses. By clicking on this little box right here, shows me the quantity in the different warehouses. So in the warehouse location called GA001, I have 3,500. In the second location, it's negative 20. See that?
Yeah.
So I can just cancel or click OK, it doesn't matter. It's just a view to view the location. So in this case, I'm gonna say I want 5 of this. The price of it is 83.72. At this point, I can change the price if I want. So I can set it is $70. The system then prompts me and tell me, hey, quantity not available for 157 because available quantity is negative 20. But because of my access level, I can override it. But in most cases where people are keeping them inventory intact, the cashiers or normal billers don't have access to bill anything in negative, which means if the quantity is 0, you can't bill out of it. So in this case, I'm going to override it. It asks me price adjustment, because if the system picks up that I change the selling price from $87 or $85 to $70. So it says, do you want to keep the price at $70 or you want the system to calculate back the original price? In this case, I'm going to say keep it. And it puts it up here. So that's the first item, item number, description, quantity, price, discount, total, and total with GCT, which you know GCT is 16.5% currently. So at the bottom here it says subtotal, which is 350, GCT 57.75. The total is 407.75. Right? So let's do another item. If I was to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, let's select the second item. It asks me this time, it has quantity, price, but this time it has lots. Lots is in like the different size, shape, or color that we're billing the customer on. So if I say, okay, I want 2 of this one, not changing the price, but this time I want to see what the lot is. I don't want the size. I don't want the T1, 2, 3, 4. I can put a question sign, shift question sign, and bring up the list of the item itself and select the different size. But in this case, it's only one item that has a lot in there. One lot is inside of that item. So I'm going to select that by default, and it plugs it in up here. All right? The next screen is, at the bottom here, I can change quantity. So say I wanted to change the quantity of the first item. I select it, click on change quantity, go to the item, press enter on the keyboard, and then it prompts me for the quantity. I'm going to change that to 3. It prompts again to override because it's at negative 20, and I go override. It asks me again, do I want to still keep the price? Yes, I want to keep the price at $70. So see, change the quantity to 3 and keep the price at $70. If I want to edit the item, So I want to edit that same item again. Click on it and go edit item. Still at 3, still at 70. I can put in the discount. I can take off 0 rate the tax, change the salesperson, or put notes. I can say put in here test notes, which is comments / comment, anything about this particular item. Then I can click save, override, keep again. All right. So if I was to click on this, browse this and scroll up, you notice that the comment displays. You see it?
Yeah.
All right. The next thing is if I wanted to give discount on the item, I can click on the item. Say for instance, I was on the screen and I never had anything, I never had any item selected. And I clicked on give discount. And I go total. It asks me how much discount I want on the total bill, which is the total on the 377.44. And I can say 5%. And go post. Then I sign it. So it adds 5% on all 2 items. But say I only wanted the first item to be at 3%. I can go click on the first item, go to discount, select item. It prompts me and says discount exists on the item, which it finds that 5% is on it already. Any change will override the current discount, which is yes, okay, cool. I want to override. But I want to put in 3%. It posts, assign. It changes that to 3%. Right? This next option, give discount dollar amount. Sometimes some people, customers will come in and say, boy, I don't have enough money, only have $400 on me. You can go discount the total bill or a certain item and say, all right, you only have $400. It prompts you how much is the discount dollar amount. I want to take off $22.63. You take off $22.63 off what? The subtotal or the total bill. What happens a while ago?
You take it up for the subtotal, take it up total bill.
Right, exactly. Because you cannot give discount with anything after GCT. It has to be the total before. So if I was to say, okay, let's select this back. Let's zero back this. You notice what's happening when I click on this or this again. There's no item selected and I click on discount. You see what comes up? It says no item is selected. So I have to select an item to select the options down here. So I'm going to zero rate back the discount on this bill. Right. So the total of the bill is $377.44, right? And the gentleman come in and say, I only have $350 on me. I can pay the GST after that. You can select an item, give discount dollar, total, and I want to take off the 27.44. It comes to 350. You see it? So you can tell, you don't have to know 5%. You can say, okay, I want to discount it, take off $27 off of the total bill itself. All right. 1 second, let me just I'll just answer this call here. Start the recording.
Yeah.
Okay. So at this point now, do you notice that we're discounted by dollar amount, right? So I take off the $27 something. So the system automatically knows how much percent discount that is, which is 7.27% discount. You see that? All right. This next option that says assign taxes. Say a government agency or a school comes in and want to say, okay, we don't want a GCT at our bill. We have to take off the GCT. Select an item again and go assign taxes. Zero rated is by saying assign tax N. Any other thing like Y is to add tax to the item, but to zero rate it based on default settings is N. And you go post, and it zero rates the tax off of the bill. If you want to put back the tax on the bill, select an item, assign, and change this back to Y, which is yes, I want to put back the tax, and it add back the tax. Good. Situation where you might have a terminal that builds and go to somewhere it's got cash. You can hold the bill or bring it up back. So by clicking hold, you say hold the bill, and then you hold it, then you can bring it back up. Which you're familiar with. Return item to stock. So for instance, the customer buy these two items, right? But then this option that says return item to stock, the customer returned an item that they purchased yesterday. So if I click on this button, say return item to stock, you see this red icon change from to return. I click on it, it goes back to quantity, meaning I can build something, but I'm gonna return something. So I click on that, and I select the item that I'm returning. Click on it first, and I say I want to return the gloves. How much gloves you returning? 1. It prompts me for lot, but there's no lot on this item. We're going to still override it. It says the total sale of the gloves is below cost. Why it says that? I'm going to show you why. So I'm going to go OK, override. I'm just going to edit back these gloves again and show you why it says that. Do you notice the cost price of the gloves? Is $80.
Yeah.
But the selling price is $150.
Alright.
Right, so because I'm doing the bill and it falls below the cost price, $195, which is way below the cost of $80, that's why it prompted me. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. The next thing is, say I want to remove an item off the bill. You have 3 items on the screen, so I want to remove the 3rd item. Just click on it, remove item, remove. Say for instance, I want to change a description on an item. I select the item, change description. I can change the description and call the description. Let's say the description is a test bolt. You see? And if I click save,
Normally, admin has all the
right, cashiers don't have that access. That is correct. Right? At this point now, the bill finished. I'm ready to cash out. So I have the item already added. Customer information is there. We can put notes on the customer information. Whatever notes you can say, please. Oh, or I can put a note on it. Thanks. Art. Whatever notes you can put on it. Customer will pick up tomorrow. I can put that notes on the bill. I can go to customer address and put a name of the customer. I can say John Brown. Or what I can do, I can add that customer in the system too. We can give it a shift to code if we're gonna keep a database of that customer by ID. But if you're not keeping it by ID, you can just put in a name. You can put them address, 7 address road. You can put a telephone number for the customer. Right? So this little feature here is like, for instance, say I put the seat, say I put 139 Maxfield Avenue, and I put Kingston, Jamaica, right? And I got GPS location. What this does is say check your browser for map. It can give you a map of where that particular item customer location is in GPS. You understand?
Right.
So that will come up on your browser, and then you'll be able to see exactly where that customer is located. You understand?
Yeah.
Right. So next thing is now, start ready to save the bill now. So although I have the customer as billed to, cash, shipped to, the customer name, the system also keeps track of points. So this customer can have a loyalty system in there, a points card system, so you can monitor the points of the customer. So they're called reward points. So once you select this customer, we know how much reward points they have. So it's like a loyalty card. So in this case now, you can also, if you were to email this as a performer to the customer, you can put in the email yourself, if you wish, to store that information also inside the system, right? So at this point, I'm gonna save this bill now. So this bill is a cash bill. If it wasn't a cash bill, I could change the terms to due upon receipt or next 7 days. So me and the customer come back and pay in 7 days. If I change that and click save, it will
When you
save
get
the
the
bill.
What's that all?
Huh?
The cash back where you say instead of cash, go
Yeah,
for
say
the
you don't want, say the customer don't want, it's not a bill that you're going to cash out now, it's a bill that you're going to give on credit. So I mean, you're going to give this customer the bill, give them the goods, and then pay your next 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 10 days, 30 days time. The terms is what determines that. The customer terms, this. So if it's set as COD, which is 0, no credit, and you click save, it prompts you for the payment screen. But say the customer not paying now, and you go back here and click on this and then change it to due upon receipt, which means if you notice 0/0/1 and 0/0/0, the 0/0/0 represents no credit, 0 terms. /1 is 1 day, anything over 1 day. Once you build that goods, you give them 1 day credit, and anytime after that you need the money. Due upon receipts again is there 7 days credit if it was 0/0/7, which means 7 days credit. And you have 30 days credit, 15 days credit, whatever days credit. So in this case, if I click due upon receipt and click save, it prompts me to just save the bill. So I'm not collecting the money right now. But in this case, we're going to collect the money. So change it to cash upon delivery. Okay. And then we click save. Takes it to the screen. This screen has many different means and ways of how payments are made. If I click on the drop down, you have Jamaican dollar, credit card, credit notes, euro dollar, direct deposit, direct debit, freeze rate, and gift cards, and a whole ton load more down below. But in this case, also, I can say the customer is only not cashing out now, but them taking a deposit. They're making a deposit on the bill. Also, it can be a layaway situation like when you go to them stores and the customer say, oh, I want that shoes or that dress or whatever the case may be. They can make a payment on it on that particular bill. And the system will track it based on that. So I'm just going to basically, you know what the regular thing is to cash out. If I'm going to cash out, I select this cash and it asks me the amount. So I will say pay $100 in Jamaican dollars. Tender. It comes down here first. The first payment $100. But I still have a balance left on the invoice to be paid. Right? Because the currency is working based off a currency here. But let's, for instance, let's change this. Let's remove this and use the currency that we have. The default currency in the system is called the Gilda. So let's select it. So the customer pays $100. So you see the $100 paid in cash in NAC, which is Gilda of dollar. So it's 400 minus 100. So I still have $300 to be paid. So the bill can't save it. But then now, the customer said they want to pay by credit card. Select credit card. If you have to swipe the credit card, get the approval number, and then you put the approval number here. So you put in whatever the approval number is here. In some cases, some people put the first 4 digits of the credit card and the last 4 digits of the credit card. Here now, I said the payment with $200. It then said tender. And if, for instance, say the customer wants to pay even by, say, another payment type again, say, which one now? Say direct debit. And the customer select the approval for the direct debit card, the approval number, whatever it is again, and this time $107. Save that. It knows the total of the bill is $107.75 and says save. So it saved those 3 different payment types to the system. At this point, it normally would print, but how the setup is on this installation, it doesn't print same time. It brings me to a print a report grid. This is what called a report grid. So if I was to just click generate, I can preview what this invoice would have looked like. I can preview it looking like this. This is what the invoice would look like. The item, this long. Huh? Huh?
Why did you click on show the receipt?
Preview.
Okay. No.
But if I wanted to print it, I could go print and select the printer and all of that. I can export it. I can export it to Excel, export to CSV, export it to PDF, or I can preview again, or I can print from a certain page to a certain page. I can print 2 copies.
No, I see the email.
Okay, and I can email it too. Right. So if I was to, if for instance, in this case, I want email, it's an email, and I go email, it creates the attachment file, which is whatever default PDF file. Save it, yes. Then it brings up the email. This is the email, PSS email. So I can put in who I want to email it to. So I can say, so I type in sales.2rtbssja@gmail.com. And I can say add this email to the system, or I can select another email from the list, right? Or I can link it if I want to send it to 2 persons. I can say link and select another email. So if I go link,
Add the sales email and send it.
Go again?
Yeah, man, send it to the sales Gmail.
Okay, so if I go that and I click select, oh no, sorry, let's start that back over again. It's reselect. All right, so sales.2rtbssja@gmail.com, right? And once I do that, I go add. It say add this email to the system. Yes. So it's now added. I can put a subject. Thanks. No, not thanks. Let's click back on this. So I wanted to say, see the email say, which one is it now? Which one is it be? Sales. And I want to go here and say invoice, whatever. Say invoice number, invoice attach. And I can put thank you. Huh?
Email is sent to Alpha.
Oh, it changed. Okay, sorry. Sales. Okay, so see there sales. I'm gonna select. All right. And then I'm gonna send. Once I go send now, this and click OK, and then try send the mail. But as I tell you, this don't set up with the R Brown PSSJA is not set up.
Okay.
So that's what it was trying to use a while ago. So it kicked me back out. So the only way I would go here now is, for instance, I was to like say select this. If I had the email set up on this one, select back sales, select, thank you. I can do this. This is what email thing is like. So Gmail is Gmail. You don't normally do this, you know. You normally set up to your login. Right? What's my email address? Say 2rtbssja@gmail.com. And Gmail port is 465. All of this information you have to know off at the top. So I can go to rtbssja@gmail.com and I put in my password and I click send. Okay. Still not go through. I have to do it through the login. Something on the email set up, so I have to go through the login. At that point, you just send the email to you. So I'm going to go back to this and set it up and then show you. So here now, you can either print it or preview. So if I go exit, it goes to the next bill. All right, let me go here now and set this up. Go to user. I'm going to select the user admin, edit, go to options, and I'm going to change this. smtp.gmail.com. Oh, that's the number. No. All right, 2RT is not set. You can use SMTP. That's why 2RT was not set. But PSS Jamaica is set to send email using SMTP. So if I take this, copy this, put this here, put in my password for my email, 465, use security connection, save that, save. I can create this and test that email from here. So let me test something. Test save.2rt bssja@gmail.com and say test email. It said test email sent successfully. Do you see the email? Check your email box and tell me if you see it. So if I let me open sales here. I'm gonna open sales and bring it up on the screen.
Come on.
Huh?
Come on.
You see it?
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Yeah.
So you see the fanciness of that?
Yep.
And every user can have their own individual email set to their login ID. Your email can be set to their own individual login ID.
But most companies are going to use one.
Most companies going to use, right? Most companies going to use just one email to basically monitor them thing through. Inside of the user setup, this is where you set up the different users them. So inside here, I can click back on here. I'm going to edit. Currently, I'm an administrator. Huh?
I get to the user setup. Hold on.
All right. You go file. Hold on. File and user setup.
Okay.
And everything is based on access level.
Yeah.
Right. So here you have all the different users. So in this case, let's select Javon, Allen, right? It prompts me, do I want to edit, delete Javon, or just cancel? If I cancel, it gives me access to access that you have. This is where all the different access to PSS is. There's not a click for certain access. Everything is a different access. If I want to be able to print a customer statement, if I want to do point of sale tickets, if you can come up here, if I want to have access to the point of sale itself, this access to the point of sale is ARTICK, which is that. A whole ton load of different access to all the different models are in here. And if you have multiple companies, say which company you want to give access to. And here I can copy a user settings from one user to the next. And these are the privileges like what you currently have. So really, right now, what you are, you're an operator, and all you have access in this to do is to check the backup. You understand? Because this is just a demo thing. But in other real time, you're going to have a lot more of the accesses that are set from here. But by canceling, you have access to this. But by canceling, you can't change anything here. So if I wanted to change anything here now, I would go back to here, press enter on the user ID, and go edit. So if I go edit now, I don't have access to this section now, but I have access to this. So I can say he's an operator, cashier, a reverse admin. What a reverse admin is that you're not a full administrator, but you have access to everything. And what we can do is that when we set as a reverse admin, we can give you full access to the entire system, but we're gonna disable you by adding access to you, is disabling you from certain access. So instead of we creating an operator and add a whole bunch of access to that person might have access to the whole system, but we're just going to take away certain privileges from him instead. So it's called a reverse admin. In here now, once you go operator, the system monitors the type of date format that you use. So you have American, British, YMD, which means year, month, day, DMY, which is day, month, year. American is month, day, year. British is day, month, year. But by default, we use month, day, year. Here now, workstation ID is like, for instance, when you're logging in to the point of sale, you know that like a prompt always tell you the register code and the draw code.
Okay.
You can set the register code here by saying C1. So once you set that user with that C1, they don't have access to change that anymore. Unless you, the admin user, can go in and remove it and give them the option to select. You can set a login user to a default company. You can set a default printer to that person. And you can set the system to bring up a logo on the system whenever that person logs in. You understand? So say for instance, you notice the logo box screen is black, right? It's white, sorry, it's white, right? I can put a logo that represents there. So for instance, I wanted to set a logo on it and say, put this logo, let's go into pictures, and I wanted to put a burger logo on it. And click save. And if I exit, all right, let me not put it on that one because in that case, I'm going to have to ask you a password. And I don't want you to tell me a password out loud. Hold on. So in this case, I have PSS 2RT logo and nothing. So I'm going to change this. I'll put the burger. I need a logo that's in the root of the PSS drive. So in this case, let's use this logo. So if I go log out, oh, for the logo to show, I have to enable this show application logo. Once I put in the logo file, I have to click on that show logo application logo. So once I exit out and log out again, see that?
Yeah.
And I can change that logo file to basically anything that I want in the background. All right.
Yeah.
The next thing is inside of the same user setup. Say I wanted to if I don't touch a keyboard, it say 1 minute. It logged me off automatically. And reminder limit, it checks if any message is sent. I can send message on the system, you know, to other users that are on it.
Right.
Right? So for instance, I get up from the desk and I want the terminal log out itself. If I click save, exit, and log out, and I was to log in now. And I'm there. I don't touch the computer. And I'm sitting there waiting. I'm going to the bathroom. Let's wait about a minute or two. See it? It says user will log up in 1 second.
Yeah.
You see it? And log me up. Huh?
15 seconds.
Huh?
Can you get 15 second one, yeah, 1 second one?
No, it's 1 minute. 1 minute. It waited 1 minute before it come up, but it just shows me the prompt that user will log up in 1 second. Boom. If it was a 5-minute warning, it basically counts down based on the same number. Next 5 seconds, you see it have a countdown until it says logging on.
Oh.
Right? So let's log back in again. Right. So basically, that's where that's the setup side. The setup side of things where you can say when the user log on, you can set them that once they quit the out of the program, it log them out of Windows. By enabling this, you can say show desktop, shut down the desktop, which means if the user log in, it kills Windows background. So them don't have access to no start button, no desktop, no nothing. Everything just go blank. So if you exit the program, all you see is a blue screen. Understand? Disable multiple user. You can disable this user from logging in. Say I want to log in at your Dex and then go over doing laptop and log in again. If I click this on, I can log in again. It locks me to just disable me from multiple logins. Enable XP color scheme. This is for users that like use remote desktop connection. But in this case, not many clients do use this, where it changes the background for a more stable image that the user can be able to see. And this is the, as you know, the email section. Here I can monitor anything that the user does on the system. I can monitor I can disable the user from processing, disable the section from processing anything that the user do. I can monitor all audit where the user log in, where them go, what them use, what them do. And I can only monitor them process, whatever process them process in the system. So it's basically an audit trail that monitors what each user does on the system. But by default, in most cases, the system will monitor certain things in certain transactions. All right?
Okay.
All right, and here I can disable a user. So if a user is not at work and gone off leave or whatever, no longer works with us, we can disable them or delete them out of the system, whichever. All right?
Yeah.
All right, so next thing is, here now is where it tells you what, these are all the terminals that are available in the basically the application. So I can say what access, so I can block you from doing terminal. So I can add the terminal, so your user login, so I can say Javon, cancel. Currently, you don't have access to no terminal at all. But what is happening? You're logging through the backup control panel. The backup control panel doesn't log into PSS. It just logs into the control panel, which don't require no MAC address, no nothing. You understand?
Oh.
So if you were to try log into the system now, it will tell you you can't get in. Example, let me show you something. If I was to do this then, I'm going to edit and, hold on, no, not edit. Let's go cancel, right, cancel. And I'm going to remove all connection from me. Now I don't have no access to the terminal, right? Look at this now. If I was to come up, hold on, that's come up. Click on one, exit on one, exit. Hold on. So if I was to exit out now, look what's going on. So let me run by the program. Bring it across. So if I try to log in now, log in. What did it tell me?
Not allowed to access. Access to this terminal.
That's it?
Mm-hmm.
So basically lock me out of the system. I can't get in none at all. Right? The only way I can get in is by setting access to say get MAC address. So this is for the administrator people. and it bring me in. And then I have to go to the user profile. I can go user profile or station setup. Select the user, cancel, and add back the MAC address then that I have access to. Add everybody to me, right? And then I can exit out. So now go back to this now and try log in again. And I'm in. Cool? All right. So that's the section. And so you understand how it's user setup, station setup operates. The privilege setup now is where you can select certain privileges and give access to which individual users that you want. So I can select a company and say, okay, I want Dwayne have access to this by adding it. I want Javon have access to this override exchange rate, which is a privilege.
Okay.
Or I can just remove all. I don't want them have access to that, none at all. You understand? So that type of access privilege. So if I was, let's bring ourselves back into the point of sale that we were before now. Explain the layaway and the deposit section. Okay. So in. And then I'm gonna select a customer cash again, select a customer to bill. I'm gonna bill an item, say this, but this time I want 5 of it. Right? So if I go here now, it says layaway. If I go layaway, it prompt me which customer you may have a customer that has layaway access. So I'm gonna select say best choice Lucid. So I'm going to create a customer called layaway by default. And it comes up here and select the layaway customer. But then now you can put in layaway customer. So we'll say the layaway customer is doing Lewis. All right. You can put in number, whatever. Spell the name right? Spell it right?
This time.
Okay. All right. So here now we can say how much we're doing a layaway, how much doing a deposit on this bill. Right? So say doing a deposit say $100. I will approve the $100. So but you want to do it in a Jamaican dollar now. So okay, fine. Doing a pay for it in a Jamaican. Approve $100, you know. But I want to take the $100 payment in a Jamaican dollar. It could have been a credit card or whatever. You see? When you click save, the system will only know that doing did this in a layaway. But if you go generate and preview, let me show you some features of PSS. By default, this bill don't show nothing of that sort of information. But what I can do is load a different type of format. Let me see if I have a format in the drop down here. Let's see this one if this one has it. Let me see something. These are all the different formats of invoice. Here's one we call Ayrton. No, this not have it. It's a customer of ours named Ayrton. Let's load a format. There's a file format called ARPTCK. This is what they use for receipts now. It's a problem for service charge. We're not using the touch POS, so that's why. So in this case, I can go option, modify, and I'm going to take this out and take out the service charge and something right here. So I'm not using service charge. I'm just going to block this out. And blank out the tip charge. I know what, to make it even simpler, let's just take it out. I can change the format of this bill right on the fly. And I can save back this bill, I can save back this format, and I'm going to call this format Dwayne. When I save that format called Dwayne now, I can preview it. Or contents, I'll take out the contents. Where's contents? This. Preview.
See what?
So see it. You pay $100, which is equivalent. Choose I don't change the multi-currency. So you calculate back the currency at $1. You pay 100 Jamaican dollar at 130, and then it tells the balance due, blah blah blah, how much item. So you have a balance still outstanding. See it?
$2 million.
$2 million you buy the thing for. You buy 5 items. See it? But because we don't format it. The bill is in, we have the currency in Gilda and we're changing. We don't do all of that formatting yet. So that's why.
Okay.
So we calculate the 32,000 times whatever the exchange rate is. So it's $2 million. Right? Plus the tax. So you see, it log me off. I'm going to touch the keyboard in 1 minute. Let's log on back. I need to take out that option. So you understand the layaway section now? So watch here now. So let's go back to this and close this now. Say for instance now, let me take out about that 1 minute delay off. Say for instance, say doing come back now to make a payment, right? Which one is it? Best choice Orange Bay. Which customer? I can go select customer and go select customer. See here, Lucy. And doing come back to make another layaway payment on that same bill when pay for already. I'm going to layaway.
Okay.
I'm going to layaway payment. Select the customer first, the layaway account. Layaway. See the invoice here, 1013. Is it? Click OK. How do we not pay me? I pay me na the exact. Why now what? Jamaican dollar. So I select Jamaican dollar. As enough. So enough. I'm using the currency. I can apply it in the currency what is set as default. So I say same I pay $500 now. $500, tender, save. The system save that payment and will print and we can set it, we print a little receipt. See? So if we were to look at that bill now, say we want to look on that account, we can go change and void right here. Change and void. Select it. Like look at 1013. See it? So if you look at this invoice, we know that this invoice is a layaway. Alright, which is doing Louis. See it have an L at the end, layaway. You see it? So we know it's not an invoice like regular invoice, because it have an L right here at the end. Once you select it, it said no detail found. You notice it said no detail found, which means the invoice is in the system, but we don't have the item. Why? Because it's not pay fee yet. All we're doing is collecting money against the invoice. When you make the final payment, then the system posts it up and update the inventory. Me know we can give him the item that he have on layaway. So you see the payment, 130, then we have the $500. See it? Cool?
All right.
So say for instance, him come again with another layaway payment. Layaway payment, select the invoice. But the balance we must pay this time, he must pay the full amount. So say doing I pay 288,483. Oh, it can't be greater than the balance. 288,482.16. Yeah, 0.16. So the balance? No. Don't look at that invoice total at the top.
Total,
Balance
okay.
look at where I'm owe.
Okay.
So in balance is that, so I put P in balance, and you can't pay more than what in balance is. So the tender, save.
You put more,
Right?
like I said.
Yeah, it just prompt me and tell me say I can't put more. When I was trying to put in $83 instead. So if I was to come here now and go refresh and go 1013, you see the item post?
Oh yeah.
And the balance now is 0. And the payments, these are the different payments. You pay the $100 first, then you pay $500, then the final payment. And the system track each payment with a different receipt number. So it's 67, 68, 69 internal receipt number. It tells you what was paid, the date that it was paid, the reference, what payment currency you use. You use this. You use multi-currency, you use one-on-one default by Gilda. Tell you who did it, what register code did it, and the date and when date was paid. Right? And then you can also see the next payment. It shows you all of the information here, so. Next payment, then you make 500 and show you all of the payment on a report, right? So if I was to come here now and she decides say I want to reprint back this receipt, 1013, I'm gonna generate, preview. See all of the payments in here. $100, next payment. $500, next payment. Full amount. Balance due, 0. Eh? But you're not showing the item because we need to put the description on the item. So we can modify that. So this is format for the touch one, the touch payment type, where it just shows a comment of what the item is in that.
Okay.
All right. So in this case now, so that's how the layaway section functions. And as you see, the layaway functions in the same aspect. It works in the same aspect as how the deposit works. So instead of layaway, I can say, okay, I want to put a deposit. So both of them work the same way, but with the deposit, the customer gets the item. With the layaway, you don't get the item.
Okay.
You understand? And then here you can return the item information if you want to go back to build something. If you reach a payment screen and say, no, I want to go build something, but you're not accessing, I'm not getting access to this. Why this blank? You wonder why this blank? You don't have access to this screen. Why not have access to yourself? Because you're in the payment section. So if I go back to the payment section, I'm going to return to item information to have access. Cool? Any questions, gentlemen? I think that can pause it for the day because that's it on the point of sale section. Any question?
I just was out in the layaway
I don't. I'm not hearing you. Break up. Go again.
I said, didn't understand the layaway.
So now you understand it now?
Yeah, a little. I will try for it.
Right. Just yeah, you can go when you go back to your laptop, you play around on it and then mess around and whatever it is. Alright?
Yeah.
That's beautiful, beautiful. Any questions? Otherwise?
No, so far.
Huh?
No, not at the moment.